This is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Hi, and thanks for watching On Art. I'm KG Subramanyan. Tonight, sculptor KS Radhakrishnan shows us how to make stationary artwork that looks like it's moving. We see the ways that yoga and art converge, and Rachel Charles at mojarto.com talks to us about the careful packaging process that goes into shipping a painting. All this, plus we pay tribute to legendary artist KG Subramanyan. This is On Art. KS Radhakrishnan sculptures may be made of heavy bronze, and yet they evoke lightness, floating. We spoke with the master artist about his decades in the field and why his sculptures are a love letter to the neighborhood where he works.
When I shifted to this studio, that was in 93, this place which was just sort of building up. This land was given to people who were, sort of coming from all over. So I would say the most number of people who are living in this colony are migrants coming from, say, various other states. I could see a kind of a making of a colony, making of a home for themselves. They are like human enclosures. They were coming, they really spent most of the time outside that boxes. So they were like human boxes.
This is KS Radhakrishnan. The artist has been making sculptures at his studio in New Delhi's Chhatarpur Pahari for nearly 25 years. The way humans move and migrate, in precarious, strange ways, sometimes close together like a liquid, sometimes barely within arm's reach, fascinates and drives his work. He calls these sculptures human boxes. And often, he shows, we are the enclosure.
The figures, they don't have a kind of a very defined features or anything. They're very anonymous people because they don't have a kind of identity of their own. So I found that they were all clustered together, forming a kind of a composition within themselves. And that was the inspiration for me to come up with multiple figures. Lot number of people are together, form a kind of a structure. Then you have more number of people sort of melting into or dissolving into a kind of an environment of their choice. So either they get away from that kind of a cluster, or more number of people are joining to sort of make a bigger structure. There's a human presence in all the movements that I see, and I connect it with a little breeze or with anything that really makes you move. And from the very beginning that I took to sculpting, even when I was a student, movement was my primary interest. And why was that I got involved with it? Because that the stillness in any kind of a piece, that really doesn't evoke life. So obviously you are looking for things that would generate energy, because you really want to evoke that energy which you can share with others. Here they are all sort of kept upside down and moving horizontally, diagonally. But you have a kind of structure is planned. But how individual pieces are to be placed is very intuitive, very spontaneously that you keep working. So there's no end to it.
Bronze is a heavy, industrial-looking material. But in KS Radhakrishnan's works, where his subjects jump and balance and suspend, it seems delicate.
I found that this is the only medium that gave me the kind of freedom of creating them with very minimum contact on the ground and massive volume in the space. The movement that was evoking a certain amount of lightness. That lightness, when I am talking about, like you have the sculptures were airbound and like massive figures which were probably sort of weighing so much of bronze. They are positioned in such a way that they look so light. And I also wanted to get that lightness within me. I also wanted people sort of looking at that, sort of experiencing that lightness within them, because we are all, to a certain extent, burdened with many things. And sometimes confronting a kind of a sculpture which evokes lightness will naturally make you a part of the whole thing. You become a kind of part of the nature.
You can see a few of KS Radhakrishnan's life-size sculptures at Ojas Gallery in New Delhi. Art is often a respite, but during these hot summer months, any opportunity to see beautiful things indoors is even more welcome. Hey, we've got you covered. Here are some upcoming events happening in the art world this month. Mumbai, the New York Indian Film Festival kicked off June 21st and continues all the way to July 21st at the G5A Foundation for Contemporary Culture in Bombay. The festival will screen films in English, Hindi, Marathi, Bengali, and Malayalam, among other languages. Bangalore, a storytelling event is coming July 17th. It's called Stories at Sunset with Vikram Sridhar. The late evening storytelling session for adults by Vikram Sridhar will explore stories from folklore, mythology, politics, and nature over an hour. The event is limited to 25 people, so sign up soon. Delhi, Thursday, July 14th, Art Vision, an art institution in Orissa, has Explorations in Odissi Dance, a festival celebrating 20 years of Art Vision institution. It'll be held at Kamani Auditorium on Copernicus Marg in New Delhi. After the break, On Art gets moving with an exhibition all about yoga and art. Stick around.